Hello children, welcome to your 7th standard mathematics class. We are doing lesson number 8, Algebraic Expressions and Operations on them. Today we are going to learn about equations in one variable. Algebra makes our life very easy. We can write long phrases using variables. How do we write the sum of 4 and 8? Yes, we just write 4 plus 8. Now how do we write the sum of a number and 8? Since this number is unknown, we use a variable in its place and write it as x plus 8. Now both 4 plus 8 and x plus 8 are expressions. Since 4 plus 8 involves only numbers, it is called a numerical expression. And because x plus 8 involves a variable, it is called an algebraic expression. Now I want to write the sum of a number and 8 equals 15. So I will write it as x plus 8 is equal to 15. Now is this an expression too? No. Now this is called an equation since it is called an equal to sign. Here we are equating two sides. The left hand side or the LHS and the right hand side or the RHS. So this is what is called an equation. So the equation has a variable whose value we have to find. It has some constants and some operators. The equal to sign divides the equation into LHS and RHS, or the left hand side and the right hand side. So an algebraic equation can be defined as a mathematical statement in which two expressions are set equal to each other, or in simple words, equation means equality. Now in an equation, our aim is to find the value of the variable. The value of the variable which balances or satisfies the equation is called the solution to the equation. To solve an equation means to find the value of the variable in the equation or to find the solution to the equation. Now in your previous class, you had studied how to solve simple equations. To solve an equation, we carry out the same operation on both sides of the equation every time, so that the equation remains balanced. So whatever we do to the left hand side, we have to do to the right hand side also. So when any of the following operations are carried out on an equation, the equation remains balanced. That is, you can add the same number on both sides, or you can subtract the same number from both sides, or multiply both sides by the same number, or divide both the sides by the same non-zero number. And the next method is by exchanging the two sides, or it is called the transposing method. Now let's quickly revise what you had studied in your previous class. This is an example of addition. The opposite of addition is subtraction. So if the sum is m plus 8 is equal to 20, you subtract the same number on both sides. So the equality remains unchanged and you get the value of m as 12. So the value which makes the equation true is 12. Or in other words, the solution to this equation is m is equal to 12. Now this is a subtraction example. So here we add 5 on both sides of the equation. And you get the value of x as 13. So if the same number is added to both sides of the equation, the equality remains. This is an example of multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. So you have 3 multiplied by n is equal to 12. That is your question. So since it is a multiplication, you divide both sides by 3. So you get the value of n as 4, or in other words, the solution to this equation is n is equal to 4. Now this is an example of division. The opposite of division is multiplication. So when you have k by 2 is equal to 16, what you do is multiply both sides by 2. So you get the value of k as 32. So using these methods, we can find the solution of an equation. We can also solve the equation by changing the sides. When a term is transposed from one side to the other of the equal to sign in an equation, you must remember that the sign of the term will change. Let's see an example. Here we have y plus 3 is equal to 10. When we bring 3 to the right side of the equal to sign, we get 10 minus 3. The plus 3 changes to minus 3. So you have the answer as y is equal to 7. That is, y is equal to 7 is the solution to this equation. And if it is subtraction here, when you change it to the other side, it will become plus 3. Now in this case, you have 3 multiplied by y is equal to 9. So when there is a multiplication, when you change the side, it becomes 9 divided by 3. So multiplication becomes a division here. And if it is a division, it will become a multiplication.
Now today let us learn about equations in one variable. Now for example, x plus 7 is equal to 4 is an equation in the variable x. Now when you are solving an equation, your aim is to find the value of this variable. Now how will you solve this equation? Here you have plus 7. So what do? We subtract 7 from both the sides. So you will have x plus 7 minus 7 is equal to 4 minus 7. Now in this method, whatever you do on the left hand side should be done on the right hand side. Otherwise the equality will change. Now here 7 and 7 will cancel out. So you have x is equal to 4 minus 7 is minus 3. So you got x is equal to minus 3. What does this tell us? This tells us that if we put x is equal to minus 3 in the equation, we will get the right hand side. Now let's see another example. 4p is equal to 12. So a term multiplied on one side is divided when transposed to the other side. That means this will become p is equal to 12 divided by 4. Therefore, p is equal to 12 divided by 4 is 3. So the value of p is 3. Now let's consider this example. 3x minus 5 is equal to x minus 17. We will be solving this using the transpose method. For that, first we will bring all the x terms on the left hand side and all the constant terms on the right hand side. That means when you transpose, the sign of the term changes. So you will have 3x. This remains on the left hand side only, and you are bringing this x term to the left hand side. So this is plus x, so it will be transposed to minus x. And here is equal to, and here the minus 17 remains as it is, and the minus 5 is transposed to the right hand side. So it will become plus 5. So now 3x minus x is 2x is equal to minus 17 plus 5. The bigger number is negative and the difference between 17 and 5 is 12. So you have minus 12. Now how will you get the value of x? X is equal to minus 12 divided by 2. So you have the value of x as minus 6. If you substitute the value of x as minus 6 in this equation, the left hand side and right hand side will be the same. Now let's move on to practice set number 36. Question number 3. Solve the following equations. We'll start with the third sub question because it's very simple. The question is 5m minus 4 is equal to 1. So you get 5m is equal to 1 plus 4. Because this is minus, when you transpose it becomes plus. So you get 5m is equal to 4 plus 1 is 5. Now m is equal to 5 divided by 5. That means m is equal to 1. So your solution is m is equal to 1.
Please solve all the sums that is done in the video in your notebook. Thank you and have a nice day.